Welcome to Macho Talks Sports Extra. This episode was hosted by Ryan Aybar and Daniel Flores. Today they will be covering the ESPN Eastern Conference Top 10 projections, the MVP odds, the Rookie of the Year award, the NFL MVP leader, and also they're going to be reviewing the Thursday night football game between the Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to them and make sure that you hit like and subscribe on the video.
Looking ahead, ESPN released their latest Eastern Conference standing projections. Top 10. Daniel, what are your thoughts? And if you could change something, what would you change?
So my original thoughts were there's no way that the Magic were going to be 1 or 2, honestly, just looking at it. To my surprise, ESPN had us at number 2. Now, I've been trying to kind of keep it nice and chill. You know, we got Desmond, we made moves. You know, we have Paulo, we have Franz. Things are definitely trending upwards. This did not help calm my emotions heading into the season. I'm like, it doesn't help at all whatsoever. My heart tells me, yeah, like we're up there, help past Cleveland. But my mind, my basketball mind, knows that there's just way too many new parts that I don't have us there, especially up against an experienced Cavaliers team and an experienced Knicks team. Now, what I would change on this list, and just for fandom's sake, I'll keep us at number 2. Just for fandom's sake, I'll keep us at number 2. But what I really, really actually would flip, I would actually Detroit. I don't know what ESPN has against Detroit, and I think Detroit's actually a pretty decent team. They're up and coming. They're young. They had a great experience of the playoffs last year going up against the Knicks and actually giving a little bit of Knicks a little bit of trouble. That's just another year to mature and grow. And Cade Cunningham hopefully stays stays healthy an entire season. I would put them right up there, maybe at 5. I will have Atlanta at 4. Indiana, we know they're not going to have Halliburton. Boston, we know they're not going to have Tatum, even though Tatum says he wants to play towards the end of the year. I doubt it, man. And the rest of that list just doesn't. Milwaukee, I would say, even before Indiana and Boston, and then Miami. Looking at me at 10, I hate the Heat. Heat culture is laughable to me. I don't know. I would have the Bulls there at 10, even with all their dysfunction that they have there. I just don't see Miami being that good at all.
You touched on the Pistons. So the Pistons, I agree with your point there. I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with the whole Malik Beasley situation. That was pretty big. I know they added Duncan Robinson, but I mean, outside of that, they were pretty banged up in the playoffs too. So I don't understand why they're at number 8. I would also bump them up at least 2 or 3 spots. But I agree. Now, as far as my team and your team, I'm not upset that the Knicks are at number 3. And I wouldn't be upset if it doesn't change throughout the course of the season. Why? Because the Knicks did bring in a new head coach. As excited as I am about it, he's still first-year head coach with the New York Knicks. We know that they added bench depth. That was like one of their biggest issues last year, bench depth. Jordan Clarkson, potential 6th man of the year candidate. He's going to give you 20 points off the bench. Gershon Yabusele. We're probably going to move Josh Hart to the bench, and we added Malcolm Brogdon as well. And there's going to be a new system put in place. So I don't think it's going to click right away. So I can understand why Orlando is at number 2. Also, Orlando's one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. They are, to me, a dark horse in the Eastern Conference. Even though ESPN has them at 2, I don't think anybody in the Eastern Conference would want to see the Orlando Magic in the first round, especially the Cleveland Cavaliers, let's be honest. But if I did have to change something on this list, I think I would take Indiana from 4 to maybe 6. Tyrese, maybe 6. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton he makes that offense go, right? With no Tyrese Halliburton, exactly. With no Tyrese Halliburton, no Pacers, right? No. Now, the good part about or I should say the positive thing about the Pacers heading into the season is that's a group that's been together for the better part of the past 3 or 4 years, similar
Mhm.
to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like those guys have pretty much been together for the most part. So I can see them kind of holding up a little bit, but I wouldn't have them at 4.
Yeah, no, continuity is definitely a big part. I mean, honestly, every single one of these teams had a major change except the Cleveland Cavaliers, which is why I understand they're at number one. They did have a great regular season. To them, it just boils down to like who's still a capable basketball player at the end of the season, because they just start dropping like flies due to injuries for whatever reason. Um, but continuity is definitely a major part. Everybody had some type of turnover with the Pistons. Yes, they're losing Malik, which I believe that's like 200 threes off the bench, if I'm not mistaken. You replace that with Duncan Robinson, which we know he's a sniper as well, and has some type of not championship pedigree, but has been to the championship game a few times and knows exactly what to expect. He's going to bring some good mentality there. And then, yeah, with the Knicks, I'm very high on the Knicks just because they did add a bench. They were
Mhm.
able to accomplish so much and have that upwards trajectory these last 2 seasons, just purely playing. It felt like they're starters. I mean, you'll have what, one sub off the bench, two subs off the bench at most
Mhm.
for an entire season, plus the playoffs, plus the way that they play gritty, hard nosed basketball. That's going to be a tough team. Whoever gets the Knicks in the first round is going to be a tough team to beat. I think the Knicks actually go all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. And if it sets up nicely, and I know we've spoken about this a few times, I want it to be Orlando versus New York in the Eastern Conference Finals so we can talk all the smack.
Yes, sir. So before we move on, you and I both agree top 3 in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
Cavs, Magic, Knicks. Not in order.
not in order.
Okay.
Not in order.
All right.
Those are your top three.
So looking ahead, according to Hard Rock Sports, these are the projected MVP odds for the 2025-2026 NBA season. Daniel, your thoughts?
No surprise. The top three guys, honestly, Shea, Jokic, Luka. Um, those three will give you numbers in and out. Jokic, obviously, to me, I think I would put him one just because he is the Nuggets. He is the offensive hub. He does absolutely everything and anything. Um, the one that surprises me the most is Victor Wembanyama being just right there, right, like right after Giannis, before Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, which Cade Cunningham's another one that surprises me that he's up there as well. We all know Cade is good, but I don't know. Let's settle down a little bit to be in these conversations. Um, it's just Victor Wembanyama. I know Macho. At some point, whenever we do talk ball, I know he's very, very high on what Victor can do, and we know what he can do. It's just to this point, to me, it's all been potential. It hasn't been actually translated on the court, just because he can't stay healthy. I need him to lead a team into the playoffs. If it's a first round exit, that's fine, but lead a team into the playoffs, have a good regular season, don't be bottom of the league or anything like that before we actually start throwing his names and, all these MVP and all NBA first team and all that good stuff.
Right. No, you're right. Your team's performance really matters, right? So we got to see what the Spurs are going to do first, and like we mentioned before, Wembanyama's health, right? That's going to be huge. But what I find interesting with this list is Cade Cunningham. I know a lot of people are like high on him. I don't think we just talked about it earlier. I don't think the Pistons, while they are projected in the standings pretty low, I still don't think they're going to be as good as people think. I think if I could make a change to this list, I think I might put, you're going to love this one. I think I might put Paolo Banchero in there. Because I mean, the guy's just getting better and better every year. And like we just mentioned, your team's performance matters. The Magic are going to be a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. So, I mean, that's one thing I would change. Paolo Banchero.
Yeah, I would honestly, I wasn't gonna say it because it's been a topic of discussion between Cade and Paulo and all that. But year one of Paulo, it was him learning, but we improved exponentially. I mean, it was a massive, massive difference to the year before. And then in year two, we end up in the playoffs. And then what did we do? We take the Cleveland Cavaliers to 7 games. And then last year, even though, yes, injury riddled, but he did start off the year. I mean, he had a 50-point game versus the Indiana Pacers in the 4th game of the year. He was already averaging 28 points, and then the oblique injury happened. So, yeah, I'm obviously high on Paulo. I just, I like to hear it from other people just to make sure that it's not just, it's not like the Homer glasses that I have on all the time.
Right. NBA's projected Most Improved Player of the Year award for the 2025-2026 season. Daniel, what do you think about this list? And if you could make a change, what would you change here?
Honestly, this is one of the few lists where I think it's spot on. I'm not as high on Amin Thompson as everybody else, but I do recognize that his motor, his athleticism is next level. And him getting a little bit more of opportunity, especially with that Rockets team now that is not going to have Fred VanVleet, and they aren't able, because of their cap situation, to add any more ball handlers. There's a chance that Amin Thompson does have the ball in his hands a little bit more. Is he capable? We don't know. But he is one of those guys that he tends to progress within the flow of the game, and his just high energy. Andrew Nembhard, to me, I think is the one that will win the Most Improved Player. That Pacers team without Hallie, we just mentioned, it doesn't go. So who they're giving the keys to the team is going to be Andrew Nembhard. And we know that he's a dog. We know that he's ice cold. He's very steady. I think he's in for a big year.
Interesting enough, the Pacers have 2 guys on this list because Tyrese Halliburton is not going to be there for them. So I agree with you. I think Amin Thompson, I'm not as high on him only because Kevin Durant has arrived in Houston. I think Kevin Durant is going to take a lot, get a lot of those shot opportunities. I know not everything is points, but that offense is going to be through Kevin Durant. So I would probably bump Amin Thompson a little bit on this list. But, I mean, for me, I think Michael Porter Jr., like the Nets, he's in a situation where the Brooklyn Nets, they're not playing for anything. Yeah, they're not playing for anything. He's going to shoot the shit out of the basketball every single game. I think Michael Porter Jr., like if I wanted to bet on the Most Improved Player of the Year in the NBA, I would put my money on Michael Porter Jr. I think he's gonna shoot so many shots. He's in a situation where he has to. They're not playing for anything, and he doesn't care.
No.
We saw what he did in Denver with a solid team. All right, now let's see what he does in Brooklyn with nobody around him. He's gonna be your favorite player's favorite player.
Yeah, he sure is. Gonna pull up from absolutely anywhere. Doesn't care. 3 people on him. Let it fly.
Absolutely. All right. So according to BetMGM, here are your best odds for Rookie of the Year. Daniel, give me your thoughts on this list, and if you could make any changes and or pick someone, let us know.
I'm high on Knopel. I believe that's how you say his last name. I'm high on him.
Duke
I
guy,
think
right?
he's actually going to do. Yeah, the Duke guy. Very solid. Has a solid stroke. Pause. I think he'll probably end up maybe top 3 at the end of the year. Cooper Flag obviously is like the easy answer. We all know that the Lakers and the Mavericks traded Luka for Cooper and all that. So he's probably going to win it just simply because of just name, popularity. At the end of the day, these do become popularity contests. But there's a guy in here that has the opportunity to really, really stand out simply because of the situation, and that is Ace Bailey for the Utah Jazz. He wanted to go to a team. He did not want to go to Utah. I know eventually he did say like, oh yeah, this is, I'd never said that or something like that along those lines. He's going to get every single shot there. I know they have Markkanen. I know they have Sensabaugh. But this kid is special. He is a dog, and I have a feeling that he is gonna start putting up points once he starts getting his footing in the NBA.
I agree. So there's a couple things that really stand out to me with this list. One, Cooper Flag. I know he's the talk of the day heading into this season for Rookie of the Year. Number one pick, right? So much buzz around Cooper Flag, but I don't think Cooper Flag is going to get as much production as people think. With Anthony Davis there, I think he might get a little more production solely because of the injury of Kyrie Irving, but Kyrie Irving's coming back at some point this year. I don't think he's going to get as much production as people think. I still think he's going to be good, but I wouldn't pick him as Rookie of the Year. If I had to bet my money, I agree with you. I would bet on Ace Bailey. Given his situation, I think there's a lot of room for production, right? Mm-hmm. With the exit of Jordan Clarkson, there's really not much in Utah that stands out as far as production goes. I think Ace Bailey's going to have plenty of room for production, and I would put my money on Ace Bailey for Rookie of the Year. I will say, sorry to cut you off, but I will say, another thing that stands out to me with this list, VJ Edgecombe. Why? His chances of winning Rookie of the Year relies on Joel Embiid's health. Mm-hmm. If Joel Embiid does not stay healthy, VJ Edgecombe is going to have so much opportunity on this team because Jared McCain is still injured. We're not seeing him until I'm not sure how long he's out, but I know he's out for a good part of the season with a surgery of some sort. But if Joel Embiid can't stay healthy, I would watch out for VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, no, there's definitely opportunity there. He is going to get opportunity. I believe he's already starting during the preseason. And, these are, yes, they're not set lineups, but they're technically season, dress rehearsals, let's call it. And I always tell my fellow Sixers fans, you guys need to stop looking at Embiid like the old Embiid. Those knees are absolutely cooked. I don't think he's ever going to have a fully healthy season. I don't think he's going to be as dominant as he once was. The Sixers all around, they just look bad. They look terrible. So there is definitely a lot of room for Edgecombe to just completely take over there.
All right. So through almost 6 weeks of the NFL season, according to BetMGM, these are your current NFL MVP projections. Daniel, give me your thoughts and let us know who your NFL MVP is as of today.
My NFL MVP as of today, and I never thought I would ever say this, but I'm just going to throw it out there. Daniel Jones, to this point, is your NFL MVP. Now, I did talk a little bit about Daniel Jones with Macho on one of our episodes on how the Colts had no idea what they were doing. They were bringing in Daniel Jones. This was just going to be another Matt Ryan, another Phillip Rivers, This guy has absolutely stepped up to the plate, has shut absolutely everybody up, except for my man right here, a true Daniel Jones believer. And honestly, Ryan, the dude is absolutely killing. It's one of the best, or it is the best offense in the NFL. I would have him at 1. I would still have Josh Allen at 2. I would actually have Baker. You know what? Scratch that. I'll throw Matthew Stafford in there because Matthew Stafford is so darn good and just continues to be so good. Then I'll throw Baker, and then I'll have Jared Goff right after that. I don't know why, as we're looking at this list, Patrick Mahomes is there. This is just the case of
I agree.
It's Patrick Mahomes. Jordan Love, I don't know, man. That's another one. I wouldn't have him in there as well. Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, they do have a case. It's just that with the Chargers' recent slide of games, I can see him dropping down. Dak Prescott, just honestly, that team is just so bad. But this year, he's actually looked pretty decent. But again, it may be a team award as well. But Daniel Jones, that really has caught me off guard. I still can't believe that they're currently the number 1 seed. I can't believe that he is my MVP. He's completely changed my mind, my view on him. But yeah, bro, go congratulations, take your flowers and just let it rip.
Yeah, I agree. And Daniel Jones he's one of the best stories he's probably the best story in the NFL right now. He was written off, right? He was written off. He went through hell in New York, right? Toughest media to handle, right? He was just absolutely crucified. Um, I personally would have liked to see him stay in Minnesota when he went to Indiana. Um, great offensive line, solid backfield with Jonathan Taylor.
Taylor.
And I'm genuinely happy. I could never hate Daniel Jones. I was I was sad to see him go. I always believed in the guy, but in the NFL sometimes, fits just don't fit, right? Like if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. And he just didn't fit with the Giants, but I'm happy for him. Now, as far as this list, I agree, man. Daniel Jones is the current NFL MVP. He has to be. He has to be.
Yeah. There's no way around it, honestly.
Yeah, nobody thought the
no way
Colts were going
around
to be
it.
balling like they are. The Colts are balling. Like, let's just call it what it is. They are balling. Daniel Jones is performing, and like we mentioned before, right? Your team's production, right? Your team's performance has a lot to do with, the MVP award. It does, and
Mhm.
he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Man, I'm really saying that. He's
It's
one of the
wild.
best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and his team is also performing as one of the best
Mhm.
teams in the NFL. And yeah, man, Daniel Jones for MVP. Let's go. My favorite topic of discussion for today, Thursday Night Football, Giants Eagles. Daniel, before I celebrate in and rejoice in this beautiful victory, I want to hear your thoughts on the game.
So I, beginning of the day, for whatever reason, I started listening to my usual sports podcast, my usual sports, while I'm eating and all that. And then a thought entered my mind. Jalen Hurts with pressure in his face is no good. And honestly, Jalen Hurts with anything in his face is no good at the moment. Um, and then I thought about the Giants front. They're so good up front. They can just attack the quarterback with four guys, drop back, cover, and then Jalen Hurts is in a situation where he has to kind of throw the ball and be super decisive, which we know that he's not capable of to this point. He may be, but he hasn't shown it yet. So yeah, ring ring, potential fraud, fly Eagles fly. They flew right into the Big Apple and yeah, no, crash landed from the beginning of the day. I'm like, yo, Ryan, there's a chance. There's a chance that the Giants will win today, and it's because of this. And I got you hyped. I got myself hyped. I got to the point that I don't think I've betted money, actual money, real money that I've sweated going for the Giants. Yeah, props to them. I bet. I got some money back. My lunch was thanks to Dart and Scatteroo. That was beautiful football, smash mouth football in the division football. They completely out physicaled them all the way from the very, very get go. Jaxson Dart's first drive, I'm over here eating with my friends and whatnot. Then I'm reaching out to Ryan. I'm like, bro, that drive was absolutely beautiful. I loved everything about last night. And the Eagles have issues. They have major issues that's been completely hidden just because they've been able to sneak away with certain wins. But their big three, which in the offense, and that's excluding Barkley, I'm going to say Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and Jalen Hurts. There's definitely something going on, specifically with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. But who cares? Let's not talk about them. Let's talk about the Giants. So what were your thoughts, man?
So first off, I just want to say, man, like, actually, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So do you remember a couple weeks ago? This was after his first start against the Chargers, and we talked about how he didn't have a crazy stat line. Like his stats didn't wow you. But one of the things that I mentioned was that he has that it factor. He brings energy, he brings passion, he brings fire, he brings hope. And the way that football team rallied around that rookie quarterback against the Chargers, in my eyes as a fan, told me, all right, this guy's got it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward, Thursday Night Football, Giants, Eagles. I mean, his pocket presence, Daniel, you watched the game. His pocket presence, like
Yep.
he looked like, and I don't mean to get ahead of myself here, but if I could put three quarterbacks into one for Jaxson Dart right now, he looked like Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen put in one. I mean,
Mhm.
he's dropping his shoulder against defenders. He's scrambling out of the pocket. He looked like he didn't have any fear back there. He had
Mhm.
no panic. He made zero mistakes. He was flawless. The
I do want to
Giants,
say he needs to stop dropping the shoulder. I love it, but come on, I need him to be the quarterback for the next 10 years. Not don't get injured, man.
oh yeah, no, and you know what? I love it too, man. I like he's got it, man. But to get back to the game, I mean, the Giants dominated on both sides of the football. Like
Mhm.
the Giants forced 2 turnovers, 3 sacks. They got to Jalen Hurts. They held the
Mhm.
Eagles scoreless in the entire second half of the football. And
Second half.
I'll tell you what, the Eagles should have had 7 less points on the board because they jumped on that tush push after they ran it about 4 or 5 times at the goal line. The Eagles should have had 7 less points. The Giants dominated. They beat the shit out of Philadelphia.
Sure
Cam
did.
Scatterbo ran the football down their throats, through their faces, and then down their throats. 3 touchdowns, 98 rushing yards. I mean, I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe my eyes. And now looking forward with the toughest schedule in the NFL, what I say to you is every game going forward is very much winnable.
There's a chance.
We're going to Denver next week, and that is a very much winnable game. If Jaxson Dart, the O line, Daniel, the O
Mhm.
line, and I don't want to hear about no Jalen Carter because you know what? The Giants didn't have Malik Neighbors,
Mhm.
one of the most prolific wide receivers in the NFL. No Malik Neighbors and no Darius Slayton. As bad as he had a week last week, no Darius Slayton. So I mean, the Giants just they executed both through the air and in the run game. Completely
Mhm.
phenomenal. I still can't believe it. Like I almost wanted to cry like Sean Morash on WFAN. I mean, it was
That's
just
the part
amazing.
that Yeah, that's the part that surprised me the most is that there was you guys, yeah, you have a running game, but everything through the air was a question mark because obviously no neighbors for the rest of the year, and then Slayton goes down. Like who else was going to create that separation that Jaxson Darton probably needed to fit it into a window or anything like that? It was all pocket manipulation. You're saying that he was in the pocket, he commanded calmness in the pocket. I saw 2 years of Kenny Pickett. I know the difference between calmness in the pocket and having
Mhm.
happy feet. Kenny Pickett, as soon as he that first start, I see him always drop back and do a little rollout every time there was pressure in his face. None of that with Jaxson Dart. Yes, he has the legs to just take off and go, and he did, and he had a rushing touch. Like he's more than capable, but he navigates the pocket how a true quarterback does. I'm honestly very impressed. I'm jealous. I mentioned to you that I wish the Steelers would have drafted him. I was very high on him in Ole Miss, and I wanted him just so we have a quarterback of the future. And yeah, no, you got one, man.
Yep.
I am. Yeah, congratulations, bro. And honestly, it doesn't matter if it's only been 2-3 games, like you said. You've been watching the Giants all your life, right?
Hmm.
And you know who can lead a group of men. You know how things just absolutely change from one leader to another. You saw Russ. Yes, he cooked the Cowboys, but yes, he had a dumb mistake. But then Dart comes in, a rookie, and just commands uh, um, the attention of the team, and then leads them against a back then a somewhat healthy Chargers team, which they just got done beating the Chiefs. They just got done, just playing well. We thought that the Chargers were finally here, and they go to New York, and New York puts them like in their place, and New York gets a dub with Dart at the helm. I originally thought it was just a spark of the moment. Just you change your quarterback, it was a spark of the moment. But of course, you have to listen to the guys that actually watch their teams play and all that. So once you mentioned that, yeah, dude, I started believing, and last night just proved you right 100 times over and moving forward.
So really quick before we wrap it up here, I want to mention a couple things really quick. One, shout out. I can't even believe I'm saying this, but shout out to Skip Bayless because no, seriously, because before the game, he got asked about Jaxson Dart going into Thursday Night Football against the Eagles. And while everybody in the room shut him down and said he's going to get destroyed like the world expected, he came out and said, no, Jaxson Dart he's built for moments like these, and he's going to rise to the occasion. And he sure as hell did. And if you didn't watch my video on Jaxson Dart, I talked about the Malik Neighbors injury. And while, yes, having a weapon like that, right, in one of the best wide receivers in the NFL will help him develop into a decent or good quarterback in the NFL. I also think that he has the opportunity without Malik Neighbors to really show what he's capable of. And not too many people kind of looked at it that way. Like, and he showed you against the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, I'm excited. I think Jaxson Dart I said it. He's the quarterback for the next 10 years. I think we got a guy. We got a good one. We got a good one in Jaxson Dart. We got a good one in Cam Scatterbo. And the NFC East is going to be hearing those two names for a long time.
And saved your head coach's job in the process.
Absolutely.
Every time the camera pans, they're like, this guy's absolutely hugging him, kissing him, probably whispering in his ears, like, thank you, bro. You've really saved my ass.